Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome to our today's Impact Talk series of Meet the Global Leader. This program is actually we organize this program for the students who are currently studying at the universities, and the objective of this program to share some life lessons and real life experiences of our guests through our guest speakers to share how to develop skills, what are the scopes for students to develop skills, and based on our speakers life experiences, what are the skills students should develop before graduation so that they can pursue their professional career in a faster way. uh, so that actually helps to actually what skills to develop for students. So today we have invited Ms. Elizabeth. She's Tech for Good leader with a rich background in finance, digital transformation, and global partnerships. She co-founded Females in Tech, empowering over 5,000 women in technology, and works at Tech to the Rescue, connecting tech companies with non-profits to create real social impact. We'll be exploring her journey, the impact of her work, and why students should start developing critical skills before graduations. Ms. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining our session today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here and hopefully share something that will be of use and for everyone.
Dem- Definitely.
Okay, then I guess I'll start off by introducing myself and
Yeah, sure.
thank you so much already for the really warm welcome. I'm Elizabeth. As was mentioned, I'm working at the moment for Tech to the Rescue, which is a nonprofit organization that is connecting other nonprofits from across the world with tech companies that can implement tech solutions that could help scale their impact and potentially help solve some of the world's biggest issues using the help of technology. And my story comes, from different backgrounds. So I guess my first tip to you all is that, perhaps you don't need to decide early on which next steps in your career you want to do. That life will give you a lot of turns and roller coasters, and you'll need to learn and to adapt and take the most of every situation that life gives you. But I started my studies in Stockholm School of Economics in Riga. So I'm originally from Latvia. I did my bachelor's in economics and business there. And right after graduation, I started working for NASDAQ, the stock exchange in Latvia, and I was an account manager there. So taking care of the publicly listed companies that we had in Latvia and ensuring their compliance to regulations. So a bit more of a financial role in slightly also with perhaps the first preview into the tech world. But that was I graduated back in 2017. So yeah, back then, tech perhaps wasn't the biggest topic out there, and it was still a big stereotype as well for women to be in the tech industry. But after my work at Nasdaq, I decided I wanted to move to Asia, and so to broaden my perspective to see what's out there apart from our small bubble in Latvia and in Europe. Latvia is yeah one of the smallest countries, I would say, in the world. So there's a lot of opportunities, perhaps, but not as many as there are out in the world. So I wanted to explore what life could provide me, and so that's why I decided to do my master's in Malaysia. I studied master's in business administration at University Putra Malaysia, and that was, I would say, an strategic move, as I knew that perhaps universities in countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, might have given a bit more credentials, but in Malaysia, it was definitely the most cost effective living conditions that I could wish for at the time as an very early graduate. So that's why I decided to study in Malaysia and did my master's there. But the time allowed me also to start working part time, and I started working part time for an IT education company, I Train Asia. And that's actually where I learned the most, because the master's was almost very repetitive of my bachelor's studies. But what I did really learn a lot was from this hands-on experience in working at a local company in Malaysia, and learning about all the cultural differences, and most importantly about tech. And that was my first experience being in the tech world and understanding how important it is for people to upskill in technology. And that was, yeah, back in 2019, when everyone still had to convince others that, hey, you should learn about AI, you should learn about machine learning, you should learn about digital marketing. Back then, people were comfortable where they were, and like they didn't even predict that ChatGPT would come anytime soon. So that's why we did really our best to kind of, yeah, ensure that everyone is equipped with these skills. And we partnered up with companies like Microsoft, Google, and AWS to roll out their educational programs. And that's how I started Girls in Tech in Kuala Lumpur, which later on was renamed to Females in Tech. Basically, Girls in Tech, we founded because we understood that there's not a community like that for women, females and girls and women in Malaysia, where they would feel welcome in the tech space. Because back then it was still like that you started work and you would be the only woman in the office space among 30 other data scientists who were males, and you really didn't feel welcome there. So we ensure that we have a community where these women can meet and they have like-minded topics that they can discuss, and they have learning opportunities. And most importantly, our goal was to build their confidence, because that's what we've noticed, and I've noticed myself, is what's missing, especially for women, to advance in their careers and to even, yeah, start a meaningful career, is to knowing the self-worth and knowing that there is, yeah, there's no ceiling to our possibilities, and we can, as long as we try, there's really nothing to lose. And that was our main goal, to kind of encourage everyone to take all the chances, to take all the opportunities that are out there and try. And for example, they can attend the educational trainings, which were completely free of charge, and they could understand, okay, maybe data science is not for me, but they were given this opportunity, and kudos to them, they took advantage of it. And similarly, we organized hackathons and mentorship programs, anything that could help them, yeah, advancing in their careers or starting their careers. In the hackathons specifically, we had hackathons that were job focused. So if you successfully solved the solution for the hackathon problem, which was submitted by a company, then you would be invited to an interview for the company and most likely offered an internship position there. So we were very practical in the programs that we organized, to ensure that there is both the educational aspect but also high employability. And that's also, I guess, my suggestion to all of you, is to kind of see what communities are out there in your region, or perhaps look online if big companies that you admire to work at are organizing any free educational opportunities. Always take advantage of them, even taking fundamental trainings that might take just one day to finish. They'll open your eyes and understand what a job in that industry would be like, and what topics you'd need to cover and know. And yeah, so that's my journey in Malaysia at Girls in Tech. And then in parallel, I started kind of my consulting business, which is still till this day, which is nonprofit consulting on sustainability. So Jesse is Global Enablement Sustainability Initiative, which is a nonprofit organization that directs other companies in the world about the regulations when it comes to sustainability. So also mostly tech focused, because the goal of Jesse is to understand how digital can help save resources for a lot of companies, especially telecommunications companies, how implementing some digital solutions would make them greener and more sustainable. So that's the goal of Jesse, and I was working with them as strategic and project contributor, organizing also awareness events and workshops for communities there and the companies. And yeah, so that's when I started to slowly go into the sustainability industry and seeing how impactful technology can actually be, and if we use it right and correctly, we could all really benefit from it. And then, yeah, maybe, yeah, you've all heard that once the US president changed, that all the support that was out there for DEI activities, so diversity, equity, and inclusion, unfortunately, Girls in Tech had to close down. So Girls in Tech was a US-based nonprofit organization which operated mostly on donations. And so a lot of companies had to pull out their funding for Girls in Tech because it didn't align anymore politically with yeah, the company's goals. So that's why once it was announced to us, we had to rebrand Girls in Tech to Females in Tech in Malaysia. So we're still operating, but more on a kind of smaller scale impact focused on Malaysia specifically, and still, yeah, organizing these educational opportunities for women and girls there. So this happened exactly 1 year ago. So yeah, just to give you all a bit more updates on the timelines there. But yeah, so Females in Tech was founded in June 2024. And since August 2023, I've been with Tech to the Rescue as a partnerships account manager, officially matching manager, and now going into the community manager role. So also be open-minded to the possibilities that come for you, because it's not going to be in one box what you're doing. It might be in different titles and roles, but yeah, so at Tech to the Rescue, I'm responsible for connecting these organizations with tech companies to ensure that they implement tech for good solutions. But for this, I'll later show some other slides where I'll explain perhaps also opportunities for you all if you are studying technology at the moment or exploring technology, data science, computer science. Then you might actually sign up for Tech to the Rescue and volunteer for one of the projects, which might give you already some hands-on work experience and build on your portfolios, so that when you do decide to go and work in a tech company, you can already show them that, hey, I've completed this project, I have this experience, and they'd be very, very impressed. So yeah, that's not briefly, but slow overview of my background and who am I here to share to you all about, yeah, career tips and what are the career possibilities in the world. But at the moment, yeah, at Tech to the Rescue, we're mostly focused on the fact that what if AI actually could do good, and so we're here to advocate that there is a lot of hope in these solutions that AI could bring. And some of the facts that we're trying to tackle is, for example, 93% of women in Pakistan, they experience harassment in public spaces. And this could be easily tackled with the help of an app that could change it. So live tracking, live reporting, anything that could ensure women to feel safe in the street. We have the fact that only 1 in 5 textbooks used in low and middle income countries are contextually accurate, because translations perhaps sometimes don't work right, or the materials that are created in US are definitely not relevant in other parts of the world. And that all could be fixed with the help of AI, because that would localize and personalize the content for the learners. And another beautiful project that's closer to me is empowering communities to preserve heritage and create real impact in Borneo. So, for example, they want to leverage Google Ads, search engine optimization, or UI UX to help local changemakers grow their impact and reach the world. So, anything that technology can do to help and yeah, make this world a better place. And at Females in Tech, we're also really trying to use technology to ensure that we are offering the best to our community. And so that's why we're also building a platform and seeing how technology can impact women's careers. And side note on this as well, I'm sure by now most of you have heard of vibe coding and tools like Lovable or Bold, and I would really, really suggest you all to try it out. If if you have this entrepreneurial spirit, I would really suggest that you have nothing to lose with the tools these days to start your own companies. So it's very important. I would say it's very important early on to understand whether you're more leaning towards the corporate life, or which brings you stability, security, and some prediction in life. But you can also be very entrepreneurially spirited. And so these days, with the help of AI and all the online available tools, to start a business, it might be very, very easy. And any ideas that you might have, you can build the MVPs, the prototypes of them, and test them out using social media to see if people are interested in that or not. So, yeah, any career tip I would give today, it really depends on whether you're more entrepreneurial, you want to start your own business, you feel like you want to be in charge of some projects that you're passionate about and you really want to focus on that, or the field where I'm leaning towards at the moment is mostly at this corporate life, where there's more kind of stricter guidance, but there's predictability, because we all know that these days with the rapid change of technology, you really don't know what's going to happen in the next days. And so, yeah, we need to always stay ahead and be informed, and yeah, make sure that we are in a safe position in our careers. And then, yeah, back to Tech to the Rescue. Just to give you perhaps all a bit more interest in perhaps signing up from one of the projects and supporting them. These are the partners that support Tech to the Rescue. And these are the organizations that we have supported so far. And I think in Bangladesh, we also have the Bangladesh Smart Air. So they are using technology to monitor the air quality in the city. So that's why it's very interesting to see. Perhaps, yeah, you yourselves could open up a nonprofit organization that tackles issues that you're most concerned about, and knowing that actually you can also perhaps not make a lot of money by working at a nonprofit, but you can make a living, and yeah, that's, if the values align, then that's a beautiful way how to turn your career into something that perhaps makes your societies better and ensures that everyone lives in an equal space. So, yeah, if, for example, we are facing something, have a look. If there's a similar organization already existing, go and volunteer for them. But if not, this is really your opportunity to start something and make a change in your local communities. And yeah, then I'll kind of mostly kept coming to an end, but my career tips, and yeah, these were the ones that I wanted to start with, is networking, networking, networking. It really, really helps, and trying to build, yeah, your community as big as you can, even in university. Just try to be the friendliest person you can be. Smile to everyone, say hi to everyone, remember everyone's names, because these contacts will be helpful for you for years to come. You never know where someone who perhaps now is not, yeah, you're not friends with at the moment, but in 10 years' time, they might be working for your dream company, and you'd wish you had, yeah, at least made yourself aware to that person, so that in 10 years' time, they could give you a referral. So that's, yeah, just a small tip to kind of always ensure that you don't burn bridges with anyone, because you never know. You really never know where life will bring you, and you always have to keep, perhaps, yeah, don't be best friends with everyone, but keep friendly relations with everyone, because in some way someone can be yeah, helpful to you, or you could be helpful to them. But more from kind of practical side, yeah, really never stop learning. Always use all the online resources that are out there to upskill, to learn, and to advance yourself. Read books, and very practical, extremely useful books for your career. If you're looking into corporate life, would be to read Steve Dalton's 2 Hour Job Search. And then once you finish that, to read Job Closer. So these are very hands-on books which go through and explain to you that online applications these days are basically useless. That like if you apply online to a job or an internship, it's gonna completely go to the not spam box, but trash box, and no one's gonna notice it. And what you need to do is build these networks and ask for referrals or reach out to people who work at these companies for coffee chats, for informational meetings, and try to get from them some insider tips on how it is working at that company. And they could become your advocates, and they could ensure that you get an internship at their company or a job position later on. And then the Job Closer book, it talks more specifically on how to build your CV, how to write your resume, how to act in the interviews, and how to actually, once you've gotten the job, how to build your network in the company that you're working for, so that you can ensure that you have advancement opportunities. And then last part is to volunteer. So I've been a volunteer almost, well, not all my life, but since I turned 18, I've been always volunteering. I started off being a Girl Scout and Girl Guide, Girl Scout leader. So the ones that are the community groups that are basically learning how to survive in the forests. So for 5 years, I was leading a group of girls around 10 to 12 year olds and teaching them about survival skills, life skills, and so on. And that's kind of giving back. It always gives a bit more purpose to your life, I would say, and it really ensures that you're helping to make your community, the people that are around you, with the same values that you have, and that's just for the benefit of everyone. And then after this scouts and guides, I moved to Malaysia, and in Malaysia I started Girls in Tech, where I also was a volunteer. No one paid me to start the community of females in tech and girls in tech. That's something that I'm doing with my free time because I'm really, really passionate about it. I come from a background where my father wasn't the most female-friendly person. So I'm now with the goal and the spirit that I want to ensure that women have the voice to stand up for themselves. And so that's why I'm volunteering for girls in tech and females in tech. And who knows, perhaps there's now enough such organizations that are helping women in tech, and I might volunteer in different aspects. But I'm never going to stop volunteering because I know I have the power to influence the society I'm living in. And I want people to kind of know that they have support systems and they have always people they can turn to, and that people, who have the power, they can actually make a difference. And so that's a bit of insights from my side. So if you want to find out about Tech to the Rescue, you can scan this QR code and it's going to hopefully lead you to the website. And you can register there. Usually the projects, we match them with teams. So my suggestion, if you see a project that you'd like to work on, if you have this tech background, then build a team of around 4 to 5 people and try to tackle this project together, and try to help them to create this solution. And but you can reach out to me via email to kind of clarify anything, and I'll be happy to support you all on that. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful. I was hooked to it, and there's a few points we'd like to discuss. First thing is, this is a very powerful stuff that you've mentioned, which is we need to try, right? Because we are living in a world, we can go anywhere almost. We can settle down, we can work anywhere if we have the right set of skills and knowledge. So this is what we always convey as a message to our audience or to the students of ours, that the world is we are living in a global village. So with a fingertip, we have the access to the countries, opportunities. So the effort should be there that I want to do it because you are from Latvia and you are now living in somewhere other than Latvia, and you're working and doing so many amazing work, volunteering, working, and this is this effort that I want to do it, I want to explore it. This mindset is enough, like to explore so many stuff. And the point that you had mentioned that since 18 you have been volunteering, and this should be me too. Since 2013, I've been volunteering apart from my work and other activities. It's because like the path I have crossed. I want to share the lessons uh, so that people can avoid mistakes or prepare better for their future. So this is very I can connect with you in this part. And just few quick questions. You have been doing a lot of stuff. Your associations with different entities. So how do you manage time, and what do you think um, about the passion? That if you are passionate about what you are doing, you can manage your different association stuff like that. So if you share your motivation or inspiration to do a lot of activities, and how do you manage time uh, to do all
Yeah,
the stuff?
thank you for the question. Now I'm getting better at it. I would say 3 years ago it was more difficult because I wasn't, I didn't know how to say no. And now I'm starting to learn how to say no to some opportunities that perhaps don't serve me the best at that moment. But back in the day, I was saying yes to everything and taking on every opportunity that I could take. But now I'm being a bit more mindful on that. So I'd say time management, prioritize your day, prioritize your values, and try to understand, kind of what to what would be the things today that you could do that would bring you closer to your goals in 5 or 10 years. So if something comes up and it's not serving your long-term goals, perhaps that's not something that you have to put your mind to. So yeah.
Great. And like especially in developing countries like us, we hear a lot of simple question, like not concern. It's not a question; it's a concern that like students who are doing their major in like non-tech background, like from business background or like bachelor in arts. So how they can enter into tech world? I mean, say for example, they think, oh, I have to know C++ or maybe Python, stuff like that. So there's sometimes some type of confusion and misunderstanding. It is only for science background or people who are studying CSE or like IT. So according to you, if you share some, like how non-tech backgrounds can start introducing themselves with like technology and carry on with that sector.
Yeah, thank you for the question. And that's exactly, I guess, my experience because I did my bachelor's and master's in business, and tech was never something I learned in the university. And it was actually in high school that I learned programming, but very basic programming, and I knew I liked it. But at that moment in time, it was really the fact that there were no women in technology. Like it was only a males field. I was like, no, like I wouldn't enjoy working in such an environment and so on. So I decided not to go for those studies. But now, I would consider that I am in tech, even though I don't have perhaps hard coding skills and I'm not an engineer, I'm not a developer, but I'm still in tech. I'm contributing to the tech space with the skills I have, which is, these business skills, soft skills, human skills, partnerships, negotiations, sales, community management, education, anything that can kind of help in that sense. But tech can be, you could work for a tech company as a marketing manager. You could work for like Google as their community leader. So there's different aspects. Or if, for example, you're passionate about fashion, you could be a data scientist in fashion. So there's like nowadays, it's really everything is diverging, and you can find opportunities in different industries, whether with your existing skills or skills that you can learn. And that's why I always like look for learning opportunities. If you don't have any tech expertise, you can learn the basics, and then if you start working for a junior role that is a data analyst, which really is just kind of uh, if you have good knowledge in Excel, you can learn your way to be a data analyst. And and to advance later on, the company you work for, they might offer you like training and learning opportunities, or you can go online to Coursera or Microsoft, and they all provide these learning opportunities for you.
Absolutely. And another point you have mentioned about entrepreneurial spirit, with this phenomenal advancement in the human history of AI, so many conferences, so many people discuss about, so recently, or sometimes, like you see, the co-founder of OpenAI, he mentioned that if you cannot start your own venture by using AI, with the help of AI, you cannot start maybe ever. So, because it's so many with the use of AI technology, it is much easier than before to start the venture and see the feasibility of the venture. So this is very important to try for students. And the last thing that would like to know, you mentioned several times, like networking. Sometimes, if you share how students can maintain this network, because sometimes some students reach out and say I need support without proper introduction, or without having a prior communication before. So sometimes people misuse that term networking, maybe after watching your session today, tomorrow you'll receive, there might be a chance that I want to do internship, I want to work for you, I need support, but this is only one way communication. So how, in an efficient way, students can do this networking, and how can maximize this resource according to you?
Yeah. So I'll come back to actually the book, to our job search. I really, really recommend it, because there they also give you templates of how to reach out and how exactly not to be this person who takes perhaps advantage of others, but really shows admiration. That's the most important, that the people you reach out to show admiration for their work, acknowledge where they're working, and that you're inspired by them and that you want to learn from them. Don't immediately ask for help for referral or for job application. You have to first build this rapport and say that I would love to learn from you. I would love to see what has helped you to get in your life in this career. And you start building this kind of warming up your contact. And then once you meet, you listen to them, you really show how passionately you can hear what they're saying, what they're sharing, learning from them. And if they see that you are kind of a nice, decent person, they will most likely 90% say that they will help you contact someone else in the team who can help you with the application, or immediately tell you that they can refer you. And then, like, once you've had this meeting, it's also very, very important to follow up with the people. So my suggestion is that, and also in the book, the suggestion is that you first target your 5 top companies and really focus on the people who are working on those 5 top companies. And then if that's not successful, then you go for the next 5, the next 5, the next 5. But so that it's really focused effort, so that you don't send out 100 random messages to people that are completely not personalized, that you can't follow up, but you're really intentional with the emails, messages that you send out. And then, like, once you've had these meetings with these people, you actually afterwards follow up, you let them know how much you appreciate their time and insights that they shared, and tell them that you'll keep them updated about your progress, because they're now invested in you, because yeah, they met you and they're actually interested. How is it going to happen, and how is it going to go? So keep them updated on how your job search is going. And once you land something, if at their company or another one, let them know and say that it's all thanks to the support that they provided to you. So yeah, that's I guess my main kind of tip is, yeah, to be first, reach out to people with admiration and an acknowledgement of why you're interested to be connected with them.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Ms. Elizabeth, for your enormous career background. Within this short time, you have covered a lot of stuff in brief, and thank you so much for taking the time to share your lessons and advice, because through your journey there might be people who can that information will support them in a long way. I personally watch a lot of TED talks. You were also a speaker. I was listening to it. It's amazing. And story sharing story is very powerful. I definitely hope our audience who are listening, watching this session, and will watch later, they will definitely follow the steps. Very simple. Start following and putting a small effort to trying out new things, or reaching out to stuff, and to the hackathons especially, and not locally and globally, associating with different organizations that they are passionate about. By doing those, they can actually develop skills and explore different avenues in life. Thank you so much again on behalf of School of Entrepreneurship Development for sharing your valuable time and advice, lessons. We wish you very best of luck what you are doing, and have a good day.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.